This is How to Defeat Voldemort in no particular order, and we're going to do a walk and talk because I'm on the way to class, and we're going to watch my hair respond to the humidity in real time. Did we already talk about Seamus? If we did, then I'm just going to come back again. We need to talk about Seamus and the importance of forgiveness and having patience and grace with our friends, people who are adversaries, and being able to see things from their perspective when they change their minds and admit that they were wrong. For deeper context, at least in the movies, in Order of the Phoenix, Seamus is like, he calls Harry a liar. He's like, oh, conveniently, the only other person who could have witnessed Voldemort's comeback is Cedric, and he's dead. So how do we know that you're telling the truth? Harry, you're just trying to get attention because you have that giant scar on your forehead. And Ron is Harry's stan, and he stands by his man. Anyway, Seamus later comes back and he says, I got different information or something else happened, and Harry, now I believe you. I'm sorry that I doubted you. And Harry was like, took you long enough. So for the Voldemort in your life, for the Voldemort in all of our lives, when it gets to a point that Voldemort does something truly atrocious that is unforgivable, crosses the line for a lot of his followers, and they decide to stop following him, internally it's very difficult to have that conversation with yourself, to admit that you were wrong, to admit that you have been fooled, or that you... Am I gonna take the stairs? It is difficult to have that conversation with yourself and to admit, hey, I was led in the wrong direction and this is going in a direction that I don't like. I have to change my mind, and there's discomfort with that internally with the self. It's the next step to say it out loud and admit it to somebody else. It's difficult, it's vulnerable. So how to defeat Voldemort when we are in our communities, when there are people around us who are coming over and saying, hey, I don't like to say it out loud. It feels weird to say out loud, but maybe you were right. Voldemort is actually evil. It took me a long time to realize it, but now I'm noticing things that he's bad. He's a bad guy, and I don't want to stay around him. And I want to see what other options are available for me. Or I want to come over to the bright side, not the dark side. Wait, that's Star Wars. Anyway, when this person comes to you and says, hey, I believe you now. I'm sorry that I doubted you. I'm starting to think that Voldemort is not the best person for me to, go over a cliff with. You need to have patience and grace with that person and yourself. And this way, it's easier for people to leave Voldemort. It's easier for people to pull away from Voldemort because then they have somewhere else to go. People on the outside of Voldemort's circle, people who are not Death Eaters, not on the dark side, they'll see that there is actually a future for them. There are other groups, other communities that they can belong to. Because it's scary when you leave someplace and you don't know where you go from there. So how to defeat Voldemort is to have your own community and groups that you belong to. And then when somebody wants to join and they, kind of like Professor Snape, that they've got that tattoo, they've got the Death Eater tattoo. You can have some walls up, admittedly, because it's hard to trust sometimes, but you have to not have judgment. You have to let them in and to say all right, you are welcome in our community. These are our rules. You have to be respectful, you have to be kind, and all these things, and this is how we work. Can you get with that? And give them credit for pulling away from Voldemort, because it's kind of like what I know about abusive relationships. Which not very much. It's hard to pull away in the first place, and it's a difficult transition. but having empathy, respect, grace, kindness, patience for yourself and others, that will help a lot of things be easier as people leave Voldemort's camp and come over to Dumbledore, or like Harry's, the good guys, when they come over to that side. This has been How to Defeat Voldemort in no particular order. I haven't visited this one in a while, and I think we're kind of done. There are some other things that I want to talk about on this channel of mix and match kind of topics. If there's anything in particular that you think I would be good at talking about, I can give it a shot. You can leave a comment. If you related to this at all, please like it. If you want to share this with somebody, like, it's okay to change your mind, Seamus. It's okay, Seamus, that like you were mad at me and then you want to be friends again. That's cool. Like, welcome back. We're having a party. Yeah, if you want to share that with anybody, go ahead and share it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I can't promise what the content is going to be, and I'm going to stop rambling in 5 seconds. But if you have made it this far, you are a real one, and I thank you for that. So, bye.